you go out and vote for me tomorrow, I will work for you, I will fight for you, I will stand up for you. Let's go make the future we deserve to have. Thank you, and God bless you.
Kentucky and Oregon pose the usual problems for us in the sense that they are closed primaries. Independents are not allowed to vote. Something that I think doesn't make a lot of sense, but those are the rules. But I think in Oregon and in Kentucky, if we can bring out large numbers of people, I think we're going to win.
Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton talking about the contest tonight. We have two on the Democratic side, Kentucky and Oregon, a total of 116 delegates up for grabs tonight. Not great polling in either place. In fact, very little polling in either state. Oregon, the Clinton campaign is essentially throwing in the towel there, saying it's Sanders country. Kentucky, we really don't know. If Sanders pulls off a win tonight in both states, it will be interesting, momentum-wise. Let's bring in our panel from Washington. Tucker Carlson, host of Fox & Friends Weekend, A.B. Stoddard, associate editor of The Hill, and Charles Lane, opinion writer for The Washington Post. Okay, Chuck, what do you think about tonight? Set the table and, you know, heading into these races, even though the delegate race seems like with superdelegates, Hillary Clinton is a lock.
Yeah, she's not piling up the momentum, you know, having been beaten in so many primaries recently. I guess West Virginia went very poorly for her. And she could use a win in Kentucky for precisely the reason you said, which is that it's kind of indeterminate. There's no clear forecast of who would come out ahead. It would be a nice win for her. It's a state somewhat like West Virginia demographically, and therefore it would be a bit of a comeback. But overall, the big picture here on the Democratic side is that Bernie Sanders is just refusing to get out of the race, notwithstanding what the party wants him to do. And so while over here you have you know, the Republicans have a lot of problems, but at least they don't still have a fight, at least on paper, for their nomination with two candidates going after each other. And I can't believe that Hillary is enjoying having to continue to deal with this pesky Bernie Sanders, who is everything he does, and you know, as the campaign rolls on, reminds everybody that there is this left alternative to Hillary Clinton, and you know, it mounts this implicit criticism of her. She would sooner be rid of him, but he just won't go away.
Yeah, A.B., it seems like she continues to talk about her solutions for coal in coal country in a place like Kentucky, obviously still feeling the sting from what she said before West Virginia.
Right. She had some long comments in which she did talk about trying to take care of people who would lose jobs in the coal industry, and how they needed to be helped. But she obviously said the words, "Will be putting a lot of coal mines out of business, and people who work for the coal mines out of business," and that is a bumper sticker. And that's really, even though she and Bernie Sanders are pretty much on the same page there, he seemed more empathetic in his rhetoric. She has tried to, you know, come back from this sort of word salad that she ended up with, saying that her husband has been on the stump reminding people that she has a $30 billion proposal to help those who have been suffering in coal country. But Senator Rand Paul jumped on it when she said it in West Virginia, and she finds herself in a race in Kentucky where she did so well, a 35-point win against Barack Obama in 2008. And as you said, not a lot of polling and struggling, and just hoping that she doesn't have a bad surprise tonight.
Tucker, this controversy over the last couple of days has been in the wake of this Nevada convention in which Bernie Sanders delegates essentially caused a pretty big ruckus. Sanders was asked about that today. Take a listen.
It's not good. This past weekend was the Nevada convention.
Okay, I think
Get the reaction to that.
He kind of walked away from that question, Tucker. He put out a statement saying, listen, it's essentially a rigged system.
Well, his supporters feel that way. I mean, consider the fact that they're coming out for him in the first place. Anyone with internet access knows that he is almost certain not to be the nominee. She's 3 million votes ahead of him. You have to win 90% of the remaining delegates in order to get the nomination on delegates. So why are they still coming out for him? As a protest, of course. That's why this is a disaster for Hillary. If tonight goes as expected, he'll have won 22 states, to her 26 states. She's still going to be the nominee, but she's lost the argument long ago. She's not running the campaign she planned to run. She's been moved far left, and she still has to deal with Sanders and his supporters the third week of July in Philadelphia. What is he going to ask for? That is the question that hangs in the air. Platform changes? A Hillary person told me this morning, you probably want to rewrite the platform. Yeah, I don't think so. He's going to want a lot more than that. Why wouldn't he have control over her pick for VP? She's got a pretty specific set of criteria in mind. He's got a very different set in mind. I think it's a big, big problem, bigger than we've been acknowledging even.
Yeah, and she has a long way to go to wrap up the bound delegates. I mean, she get there with superdelegates, but it'll be interesting in Philadelphia.